Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching KTK Plus. I'm your host, Tristan VanBeem, and for today, I want to talk to you all about a local organization named For Kids, For Families, which provides child welfare for vulnerable children and their families. Joining me today is Belen Casillas with For Kids, For Families, who is here to give us more details about the organization and their initiative called Giving Tuesday that looks to raise money to support children and families in East Texas. Belen, how are you doing today?
Hey, Tristan, thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited that we get to talk about this for Giving Tuesday, specifically because Christmas is right around the corner.
Of course, Belen. Thank you so much for joining me, and it's great to have you here. And I can't wait to to listen to all the great information that you're going to provide to East Texans on how they can support your cause.
Yeah, super excited to let the community know about a great need that we have here in East Texas, specifically in Smith County and surrounding counties.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it. And can you start this interview off by explaining what For Kids, For Families is and what the goal of this organization is?
Yeah, so For Kids, For Families took over Child Protective Services from the point after removal. So we have taken over all of the foster care case management for Region 4, which is the entire East Texas, 23 counties total, including Smith County. And so we have taken over since May of 2024. And we are super, super excited to be able to continue the great work that the state had been doing. And we know that there is more work to be done. We've been tasked with two things: bringing in the community to support our children in foster care and our biological families. And also, we have been tasked with wrapping around them and servicing our youth, specifically Christmas time.
Well, that's just amazing. It's great to see that there's East Texas organizations helping out children and families out there alike. And I just want to ask, what specific support do you guys provide for these children and families? I know earlier you mentioned it's kind of similar to CPS. Could you go into detail about that?
Yeah, so we offer the foster care case management side. So after a child is removed from their biological family, we take on the case and they are assigned not a CPS worker, but a For Kids, For
Mm.
Families caseworker. We also oversee their entire journey in the foster care, and we oversee their reunification if they're going back with their biological parent, or their adoption. We also oversee that. If they are not adopted or reunified with their biological family, they will be aging out of foster care, and we oversee that as well. And so that entire experience of a youth in foster care is so important to us. For Kids, For Families is a local nonprofit organization, and we have been tasked by the state as the single source continuum contractor to take on these services. And so we also oversee kinship placements, which are those grandparents, aunts, and uncles doing that great work of taking on their possibly grandchildren, or nieces and nephews. And a lot of the times we hear that Christmas isn't covered for them, and so we are looking to cover 800 plus kids that need Christmas gifts. And we have had an amazing pour in from our community, but we're in need of last minute items for about 150 list. And I have an Amazon wish list that I could share with you guys as well.
Wow, that is just amazing. That is so many kids that you guys are supporting. So it's great to hear that. And I know that East Texas is a large area, and you did mention you did mention a couple areas earlier in the East Texas. So for those looking to see, hey, is this available where I'm at? Is there a website they can go on to that list out the counties or cities where they can get this kind of service?
Yeah, absolutely. So forkidsforfamilies.org
Hmm.
/Christmas is where to visit us if you are wanting to give back this Tuesday
Hmm.
and you're not sure where. So what's going to happen is when you donate through the Amazon, it's going to go to a child in East Texas. Unfortunately, we're
Hmm.
not able to tell you the name of the child or the location of that child,
That's fair.
but you will know that you are impacting an East Texas child who has entered the foster care system and is going to be receiving Christmas because of you. And so that is super important for our communities to know that we have had support from CASAS. We have had support from lots of child welfare boards. We've had support from many, many organizations, but we still need a few more things specifically for youth that are removed during this Christmas time and that they were not on anyone's radar and now they are with a grandpa, grandma, or a foster family and they need some Christmas gifts to make Christmas really special. So that Amazon list is on our
Mhm.
forkidsforfamilies.org/Christmas website, and you'll also see that there's a blanket donation. If anybody just would like to donate for our whole entire year, we have many needs that our youth have. And so if anybody wants to just donate in general, we also have that link on that website.
Okay, and then I realize that Four Kids, Four Families is a year-round organization. So, what is Giving Tuesday? Is that far as more just about Christmas and the gifts these kids received? And for these gifts, are they items like toys? Are they clothes? What are these children going to be getting?
Yeah, so the Amazon wish list that we've created specifically for Christmas is going to be toys. Exactly what you said,
Mm.
Tristan. It's going to be toys. There's going to be books of all different ages. We have youth that are from 0 all the way to 17, almost turning 18. And so they vary. And what happens is once you purchase that, it's delivered to our Amazon facility. Then it's delivered to an office, a Four Kids, Four Families office. It is packaged specifically for a child. The caseworker collects that gift from our office and then delivers to where the family is at. And so we do package them. We do not wrap them because we know that the families might want to wrap them themselves. So we do not wrap them, but we do have them in a bag. And so they get delivered right before Christmas for families to give to the youth in foster care. And then so Giving Tuesday really at this time is for Christmas, but anyone could give for the general year. We do have college trips that our youth in foster care who are ages 16 and above take, and that takes some additional funds. We have youth prom, we have youth graduation. There's a lot of other events, and so just the general link that we have to donate would also be impacting our youth directly in that. So thanks so much for that's a great question.
Yeah, of course. I love to hear that you guys actually have something for those older kids who are looking to, go into college and do things like that as well. And speaking of the impact that this has on the people involved in it, especially around Christmas time and New Year's just around the corner, I know that these kids and these families are in very vulnerable stages of their life right now. So, how impactful are these donations and services on the people that need them? And with your experience, what have you seen on how
Yeah,
these impact those who need it?
Tristan, it was our first year last year to take on Christmas,
Mhm.
as acting as a contractor of the state. And so what we did here, we heard a lot of things. We heard a lot of families through our caseworkers that said, "Well, I would not have been able to afford Christmas. It was Christmas or my bill, my cell phone bill. It was Christmas or a specific bill." And because of that, I am now able to pay my bill and give Christmas to my two grandbabies. And so we've heard similar stories. And so this is our second year to do Christmas for the youth that we service. And so we know that those stories will continue on. And all thanks to our community, we have been able to impact families in a positive way and have them feel loved, specifically during Christmas. When they're going back to school in January and they're hearing from all their classmates, the newest gadgets they got. Well, they might not have gotten that if it wasn't for our communities and the donors that give to Christmas for Kids. So it is super important for our communities to know that there is a need out there. There's tons of families that cannot afford Christmas gifts. And so we are trying to make that possible with the help of our community.
Wow, that is amazing, and I feel like people need that kind of now more than ever, just especially with a lot of people in East Texas struggling with, financials or something like that, and it's just great to have this organization over in the East Texas area. I just gotta say, the work you guys are doing is very, very kind, and I'm sure the community really appreciates it. And I just wanna ask, how much money or items are you guys trying to raise? What is the goal with this fundraiser?
Yes. So we are trying to provide Christmas for 150 youth.
Mhm.
The rest, the 800 plus that I mentioned, they're already the majority of that number already covered by different CASAs and child welfare boards and
Okay.
other nonprofit organizations. But we have about 150 youth who have not been sponsored. We also had churches and
Mhm.
dealerships. And so we're super grateful for them, but we still have 150 youth. We're trying to spend about 100 to $150 per youth. I know that seems a lot, but if you go shopping today, Tristan, to
Mhm.
go buy a Christmas present, two Christmas presents, through Christmas presents, and you're at $150.
Yeah.
We're also including clothing in there. We know the winter's coming. It's going to be a cold winter, and so we're including jackets, some essentials, tennis shoes for the season. And so would love to have 150 youth be sponsored through the Amazon wish list or the general donation link. And so that would just cover their needs.
I love how you mentioned if I go out and shop and donate personally, because if you're anything like me watching at home, you procrastinate on your Christmas shopping just like I do. So that could actually be great. While I'm out shopping for my family, I can go ahead and pick up a toy, pick up a extra sweater or something, and just donate to 4 kids, 4 families. That sounds like a great idea, Balloon.
Yeah, it does. So those physical items that anyone could donate would be coming to one of our offices. So we have one in Tyler, we have one in Athens, we have an
Mhm.
office in Longview, in Texarkana, and in Paris. And so we have different locations that anyone could come and donate. We prefer the Amazon
Mhm.
list just because they would be arriving here a lot quicker, and we could see and track what's being already purchased and count on that. But the deadline is coming pretty quickly. We are hoping to get all of this rolling in the next 2 weeks so we can make sure we deliver a week before Christmas, and our caseworkers can go out to our entire East Texas counties and make that magical wish come true for a lot of kiddos. Our caseworkers have been collecting those wish lists, so again, that magical moment would be just perfect for them.
So that's the main goal here, is within the next 2, 3 weeks, just preferably right before Christmas time, so that we guys can get everything organized and everything like that. Because I'm sure there's a lot of donations and a lot of moving parts right before the deadline. So is that kind of
That's
the goal?
exactly right,
Okay.
Tristan. So in the early fall, our caseworkers visited every single kiddo
Mhm.
and they filled out a wish list. So
That's
three wants,
awesome.
three needs, and we get to look at that and we get to put it in a data system,
Mhm.
and every kiddo has exactly what they're wanting, and we try to fulfill at least 2 to 3 items, and then the rest are kind of some items that we believe that they need,
Mhm.
maybe some educational toys and other things, but
Okay.
at least two to three things from their wish list is what we're hoping that they will receive.
That's amazing. So they get at least one gift where they really needed that. Like, let's say it's a nice warm pair of socks or a nice jacket, but they also get something that they wanted, like a nice toy car or something that they saw in a commercial. So that's amazing that you guys are kind of hitting on both fronts on that end.
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes grandma knows best,
That's very
right?
true.
Right. So you might just love Bluey and need a stuffy,
Mhm.
Bluey stuffy. Um, but you really do need a jacket as well. So grandma helps, and the caregivers and the foster parents help fill out that form as well.
Okay. Now, I think you mentioned this earlier, but as far as anyone who wants to help fulfill those wish lists or just donate straight cash or anything like that, where can they go again to make those donations?
So for kids for families.org, we have two websites. So for
Mm.
kids for families.org/Christmas or for kids for families.org/donate.
Alrighty, Blend. And then is there anything else you would like to say to the viewers watching at home before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I know that our communities are always asked to donate, right? We're always asked to donate and donate for different causes that are really, really important. But foster care for us is one of the ones that are that top list of a good cause to donate. As the contractor for the state, you will know that your donation will fall in good hands and will go straight to a kiddo that really would love to see some Christmas gifts under the tree.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Belen, for telling us about 4 kids, 4 families, and for trying to spread some holiday cheer this coming Christmas. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tristan.